Matt Jakowski, a software engineer, uses his analytical gift to raise awareness about the dangerous rise of housing prices in Hawaii.
I found data for housing prices going back as far as 40 years ago. And we can see that 40 years ago, the typical family had to spend about 5 times what they earned in a year to be able to buy a home. Now, like within the past few years, it's like 20 times, right? So they'd have to take all the money they'd earned over 20 years in order to buy a home. And that's just insanely expensive.
When Maui was struck by tragedy, Jakowski was struck with an idea.
After the Lahaina wildfires, we were able to house a family, and after going through the experience personally of trying to find a family to try to house, I realized that maybe there's other families like mine who want to house people, and it's hard for them to connect with the right family. So I built this website, Maui Hale Match, specifically with the goal of making it easy for local families who were not impacted by the fire to be able to connect with local families who were displaced by the fire and help them find housing.
From Maui Hale Match was the inspiration that led him to think bigger.
I've made a new website called Hawaii Open Stats, and the goal there is to take public open data sets about things like properties in Hawaii, about demographic information and things like that, and try to put out useful insights and statistics about what's happening that aren't necessarily being talked about publicly.
Unfortunately, Jakowski says that housing issues in Hawaii may also affect our teens.
I think in an ideal world, youth should not be worried about housing issues, right? That should be like an adult problem. But we live in an environment right now in Hawaii where a lot of families are struggling. So I think it has to be something that our youth have to worry about.
Jakowski encourages youth to start thinking about the benefits of science and the power it has to impact their future.
If you're a teenager and you feel connected to Hawaii and you love this place and you think this is a place where you might want to be and you might want to raise your future family, you're going to have to worry about, whether you can afford here, whether you can earn a living wage while you work here. If you want to do better for yourself, STEM is a great field. But aside from that, STEM is actually how we solve the hardest problems we're facing, right? So if you want to have a part in basically building the future, then STEM is actually a great field to go into.
Matt Jakowski not only is using his talents to do good for the Lahui, but he is inspiring others to do the same.
Follow your curiosities, follow your passions. You want to go through life being excited to wake up every day and work on what you're working on. And if you do that, I think everything's going to turn out for you.
This is Lala Yamashita from Kamehameha Schools Maui reporting for Ka'ikena News.